Like, pray with me, Lord Jesus. Please stop making so delicious.
All right, Ma'am Mafia, we are back. Week 2 of Out and About. It feels like it's been 10 years since I've talked to you guys, but it's only been can you believe it's only been a week?
It's only been a week time.
Now, one day a week is an adjustment, but I'm trying to give you guys longer episodes. We're in our quality era over our quantity era, and that's what we're doing today. I had Yannis Pappas and Emma Willmann on. Yannis is one of my favorite comedians of all time. I think you guys are going to love him. If you don't know who he is, just Google him, YouTube him, Twitter him, TikTok him, do whatever you have to do. He is a Greek man from Brooklyn. He's got a new special out on YouTube called Property Owner. He's absolutely hilarious. I had him in. He also co-hosts a show with Chris Stefano called History Hyenas. So she's a history buff, which is part of the reason that I had him in with Emma Willmann, who is also on the show, because Emma Willmann is my favorite lesbian. And that says a lot. She's hilarious. She's been on the show twice already. This is her 3rd time. And I paired her with Yannis to do an episode on the history of Pride, because it's June right now, and we haven't even addressed Pride. And I know Vinny very much wants to do a Pride episode.
I've been dying for one.
He's been dying for one. So this is it. And I had it all figured out in my head. I was like, let me do an outline and figure out, we'll start in ancient Greece and we'll go to here and we'll do this and talk about this. It went off the rails quick. We talked about everything from AI to pleasuring yourself, to growing up in Maine, to growing up in Greece, to being a parent, and everything in between. But
and Emma being homophobic.
And being homophobic.
That's the best part.
No, Emma's like such a lesbian, and she was like the biggest homophobe in Maine from like 95 to like 99. It was insane. Literally hilarious. I forgot all about that. But it was great. It was like an hour, like 20-ish. We're giving you some longer episodes, but this is the exact direction that I want the show to go in, Ma'am Mafia. We want quality over quantity. We want laughs, and that's what we're doing. So here is The Odd Couple. Yannis Pappas, Emma Willmann, and me discussing the history of gay pride on Out and About. Enjoy. I am here with the queen from Queens, Brooklyn.
Yeah, from Brooklyn,
yeah.
Apologies. Brooklyn, Queens, same peninsula.
Same peninsula.
Technically not wrong. If you say to Long Island people, Brooklyn is different from Long Island, they'll tell you it's the same. We're all on the islands.
Yes.
It's all Long Island.
It's all the island.
It's all unified.
And a lesbian with my dream body.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You are
Thank
my
you.
inspiration. I'll pull up your Instagram and be like, how do I get these abs? How do I fucking do it?
She's jacked.
Yeah, but I appreciate that, but the picture everyone's it's so funny if you post one thing like that, people just, that one picture was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So I don't really look like that exactly anymore.
Right.
And I wonder how much my body could go away from that and people would still think that's what I look like.
That's the problem with the internet. They don't allow you to change. Whatever they remember, like that moment, they're like, you're that.
I'm scared that I'm going to totally lose it. And then it's going to be like a glitch in the matrix on people's faces when they'll see me. So every time I see someone I know, they'll be computing like, you look like shit now.
Yeah, but
it's okay.
But that's the body dysmorphia.
It's all good. Yeah.
You're still in the gym though. You're still working out.
I'm trying. Right now, I'm focused on my hip flexibility. My hips are all fucked up. I think I've got like messed up nervous system. And I saw on Sergio Chacon's thing that you were boxing with him.
Yes, I finally am doing something.
Good for you.
Yeah, because this is a true classic shirt. It's very. They're the best. I'm not even promoting it.
They're gonna make the arms look big.
Yeah,
they got
Is
the
it
cuts
easy?
here.
Dude,
I wear them.
I mean,
I'm not
it's just,
promoting
it's just, it's gay up here and straight right here.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's what's going on.
That's why you're here today.
Yeah. So they really have crafted it for the American lazy body, like for like a former athlete, kind of too lazy dad bod. So it's loose down here.
You got your pectorals though, kind of make it. Round
look
it all
good.
out.
They tighten it up here, and then they make, they give you room here to let you be fat. Yeah.
How's your diet? What are you eating?
My diet's shit. I just.
That's the toughest part.
Yeah,
that's the toughest part.
Yeah, my diet is shit. My diet is just. I have 2 daughters now, so it's like whatever is left over.
Right.
It's like me and the dogs just eat fish fingers, chicken fingers in the shapes of animals.
Both out of a bowl.
Yeah, and frozen pizza. It's brutal. Yeah.
I love kids' food like that.
It's the best.
The nuggets, all the nuggets.
Yeah.
The diet is so hard. I can't eat. Like I respond well to exercise if I do it, but I don't know how to eat. It's like cookies every day. That's my big thing. Chocolate chip cookies.
Would you ever swap it out so you're getting protein cookies?
I tried that, but those have sugar and I'm pre-diabetic.
Oh, so what kind of cookies are you eating?
Pre-diabetic?
What kind of cookies are you eating that have no sugar?
It was like I think it was called Lenny's protein cookies. Have you heard of those?
Oh yeah, those are not so good.
But I looked and I ate one and my feet went numb.
Yeah, those are those are bad.
Is this?
Those are not so good.
It's so unfair. You're pre-diabetic. That's just genes, right?
I got bad genes.
Yeah.
High cholesterol, pre-diabetic, gay.
Yeah.
It's stacked.
That's called the triple stack.
You're a hero.
Yeah,
I
am a hero, and I'm also a victim.
Yeah,
which is really kind of how I align. You know what I mean?
This pre-diabetic. Do you have to give yourself a shot?
No, but
you
I
just
got
have
some
to
great
watch.
news. A pre-diabetes medicine just asked for an RFP here, so I might have an ad for some pre-diabetes. And I've always wanted to get into big pharma.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I'd jab myself with some Ozempic if I had to.
Sure.
Mounjaro, Wegovy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That helps with the diabetes.
Oh yeah.
That's like the original thing for it, right?
Oh, that's right. That's what it was.
And it's anti-inflammatory too.
Right.
It's supposed to be like good for your brain.
Right.
I always want to find things that are good for my brain, but my brain's like so not good now that I don't have follow through for then getting or doing the things.
Are you still on the Adderall?
Nah. I stopped taking that.
You
I'll
did?
look up all these nootropics and stuff like that, but then I will forget to order them, or I will order them and not read the directions and not take them right.
What's a nootropic?
It's like, I don't know. Something for, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know. It's like something for your brain.
It's like,
I try all that stuff, and then it's just like I don't see the first day is placebo. I'm like,
Right,
lion's mane. Wow, I'm sharp as a tack. And then like day 3, I'm like, I'm stupid again.
Yes.
And I'm like, this didn't work.
Still same me. And then you spend so much money on those supplements because I think they know that the type of people that need help with their brain are going to buy really expensive brain supplements.
Yeah.
I had a tub of brain powder that was like $200 once.
Yeah.
And it just said like brain enhancement.
Right.
But I didn't look into it. I don't know what was in it.
that was cocaine, dear.
That was, I wish. At least then I wouldn't have wasted money on a nondescript brain enhancement powder because they're selling it to idiots. Who else is online at 2 a.m. like, I need brain powder? Like, not a smart person.
I think all the brain supplement companies like are gonna fight AI the way the oil companies fight renewable energy because they're gonna augment us soon where they just put a chip in your brain.
Would you do it?
Huh?
Would you do it?
I mean, it's one of those things, steroids, right? Like
Right.
if I'm a basketball player or whatever, and or a baseball player, and I know everyone else is taking steroids, you got to keep up with the competition.
Because what if it's like, it could make you like do different languages and all that.
Yeah.
But then what if it goes bad?
Right? What if it starts going, kill that person?
Exactly.
Kill that
Yes.
person.
Or you see
Right.
that? What was it?
Yeah.
Black Mirror. What was the one where I think it was Black Mirror where they put a chip in someone's head and then the chip started playing ads. So the
Yeah.
person would be talking and it'd be like
Mm-hmm.
Right.
lion's mane or whatever,
Right.
whatever the hell
Yeah.
through the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Could happen. I'd take a chip. Fuck it.
Even if it made you start hear. I don't mind saying the ad, but hearing the ad, your own
I didn't
time,
even think about that. That'd be tough.
2 a.m. Then you got to pay a premium to not get an
It
ad.
depends on the ad. I mean, BetterHelp, code about $20
Sure.
off. I could listen to that all day. I could listen to that all day long.
They always they always scare us with AI though. Like
Right.
all the fiction about AI is always like kind of it bleeds, it leads. It's like, oh, it's going to kill humanity. It's like, what if it's the greatest thing ever?
It could.
What if we telepathically can fuck? Like just, we come across the street, we just look at each other like, ugh. And then what if it's amazing?
You never do that now?
Huh?
You never do that now?
No, I wish. Some people have that like condition where they're
Right.
just constantly
Yeah,
coming.
I know. I sent on a TLC show.
Yeah.
Where they
Yeah.
can do no touching and just come?
Yeah, the guy has like
That's a
17
blessing and a
orgasms
curse.
day or something.
Yeah.
That's a blessing. You'd have no
Yeah.
friends because they'd be
No
like, "You're coming again." Like,
Yeah.
can't even
You
have
can't
lunch.
hide it.
Right.
They say it hurts though. They say it's bad. I guess that it's like the example that too much of a good thing is bad because they all are like, I'm tortured.
But are they coming? Are they coming soft or not wet?
Right.
I don't know what the equivalent is.
Yeah,
but,
I don't know.
I don't know.
We get one. We just get one. We just get one fucking, and that one can ruin your whole thing. It's funny because I learned a lot about the brain because I'm fascinated by it. We have the nervous system,
Right.
and then when you have panic, that takes over and
Yep.
your brain goes dead. And it's the same thing like when you get horny. It's like it just takes over and then your reasoning goes dead. There's like, for a guy's brain, there's like very little reasoning. And that's why there's wars and bullshit. So we're constantly either scared or want to fuck.
Right.
It's like we need something to turn that off. Put it in the water supply. Whatever it needs to be, make us all ladies.
It is.
lady boys.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
I was-
Thailand's got it figured out.
I was talking to someone who was taking estrogen, they're transitioning, and she said that she could feel at a certain point herself becoming more empathetic. And I thought that was so, I never even thought about that. She said she used to get really bad road rage. And then she was like, there was some point in me taking the hormones where I started wondering, well, maybe they're having a bad day. And I was like, that's so interesting.
Wow. I didn't,
because
so
hormones are.
It's male to female.
Yes. So she was taking estrogen.
Okay.
And then I know someone else whose boss had to take estrogen for something else, not transitioning. And he was like coming in and like crying at work and was like, I got to get off this estrogen.
Really?
Because it is, these hormones are very, and then testosterone a lot of times you get, you know, is associated with aggressive.
Right.
Makes you more aggressive.
And it is. It does.
Right.
That's why you cut your, I mean, like I got this, I have a pit bull puppy and it was funny. Like I have 2 little kids, but I love dogs and it's one of my passions. So we got a pit bull.
I love pit bulls.
And yeah, we took him to the vet. Like he's going to be a monster. Like he's got big paws and he's still got his balls. So I was like, when do you cut the balls out? And they were like, well, she was like, well,
about
like, well, we want to let him fully develop yet. But, so usually after 10 months, but, and she's a dog lover too, cause she's a vet. So she kind of sugarcoated it. But she's like, if you start seeing like tons of aggression, you know, then if the testosterone gets out of control, if one of your kids
the dog
gets
acts like a man.
Yeah, if one of your dogs, if one of your kids gets eaten, then come back and do it a little earlier. If your kids disappear, you know. So it was like, you know, that's what the testosterone on those tough breeds. You're like, you want to,
and that's where it's stored in the balls.
It's in the
so
sack.
interesting.
Yeah,
the human body is so interesting to me. Like,
you think Michael Jackson's balls were removed? The chemical castration? Not to go too off topic here. It just got me thinking. That's why his voice was so high, because Joe cut the balls
really?
off,
They used to do that in history. It was like opera singers would make themselves eunuchs to keep that falsetto.
And then how would they get what would happen for an erection?
You could get an erection, you just can't come.
You get an erection without balls?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
And then you could still have an orgasm, but you couldn't.
I didn't look that up because I said that.
I'm taking a hook, line, and sinker.
I heard like a little bit of doubt.
Yeah,
I said it. I said it with the confidence of Dr. Drew. If he can do it, I can do it.
Absolutely.
ChatGPT.
But
what
you know what?
It's not possible. But
generally,
I don't know what I'm talking about. Dr. Drew's got one.
Yeah, Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew.
I like my doctors be content creators.
Oh God,
that's the best time. Dr. Oz. Shout out Dr. Phil's. He's embedded with ice.
Those are the only doctors I listen to.
Those are the only ones.
Yeah, what was that story?
What do you mean?
He was embedded with ice. I saw
Phil?
the headline. Dr. Phil. I'm like, what?
He's like, so when did you come to this country? As people are getting like dragged away.
Wow.
It was nuts.
Like, when did this come out? Yesterday?
He was with them months ago. Like when it first, like the hints of the deportations first started.
Pumping them up.
And then he like went back
fuck Dr. Phil
for like the big blitzkrieg.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a piece of shit.
Doing in there?
All right, Dr. Phil.
Why does he have a personal vendetta against us? Like, what tipped him off to be so hateful towards
it's content. It's got to be content.
Man.
Yeah, everyone's kind of just like outside of their fields, you know?
Right.
Everyone's doing like, you're like, comedians are like journalists now.
Yeah.
Right.
Try and chat. Maybe we could chat GPT it, if any.
Reality stars are presidents. It's like, I don't know what's what.
Screw Dr. Phil.
That's insane.
I never really liked the guy, to be totally. Ever since he was with what was the girl, the Cash Me Outside girl. I never liked him.
You know, she makes like
so much money.
$50 million.
So I follow her on Instagram.
Do you?
Yeah.
You're buying OnlyFans?
No, I wouldn't. But
yeah.
Would you think of, if you subscribe to an OnlyFans, would you consider that even I mean, watch all the porn you want. I don't think that, I even think if there was like an AI sex robot, more power to it. I think I would love one of those. But there's something about subscribing to an OnlyFans. It is in no way cheating, but it seems a little weirder to me because it's like a personal, I wouldn't want someone like thinking they're talking to the person. It just seems, would you consider it?
It's also that's a leap. If you're buying for, just go on Twitter.
But I'm pro paying for porn, like do that.
Yeah.
But there's something about paying for a subscription of, I wouldn't care if my girlfriend did it, but I think she wouldn't. I think she would think it was weird if I was doing it.
Yeah, I just don't want them ever having any of my information. So every time I've gone to OnlyFans and they're like, put your email in, I'm like, I'm out.
What would your wife, would she care if you did that? I'm pro it. Yeah. I think it's like more power to it, but I could see how someone, because it's like, what if you're like, if you started talking about your day or something with them?
Yeah.
That's cheating.
Is that what they do
you
on there?
Girlfriend experience.
People talk to the people.
That's what to me is embarrassing.
Yeah. That's for people who just like don't get any.
Exactly.
If you're talking to them.
That's where I would rather, if it was all sex, I have no problem with it. But if you start being like, so where are you from? I'm like, that would be mortifying.
You're crazy. That's weird. Yeah.
And the girl doesn't want to have to, they're just trying to I think they get paid to keep the conversation going.
Yeah. Yeah.
But a sex robot, I'm pro.
Glenny Balls, who worked here. He used to answer Asa Akira's DMs on OnlyFans as Asa Akira.
Wow.
So these guys would write. She paid him like $500 like a day to do this, which
That's
at the time was like
amazing.
$10 million in
Right.
2017. Glenny would be like, "Hey, looking good, dude." Like, it was crazy. But sex work is the oldest job, oldest profession in the world. I'm trying to do a transition right now.
Okay, yes.
Be careful with that word. We're going to talk about the history of homosexuality today with Yannis and Emma, and we're going to take it right from the very top here. I know you've done a couple shows on maybe some Michelangelo being gay, something
Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci. And they were like rivals. Yeah, they fucking hated each other.
Dueling queens.
Yeah. So we did this bit where like when they're, because at that time, it was similar. Like, I mean, it's better now in this country, but like there it was like generally wasn't accepted. So when they were around other people, they were probably like, "What the hell are you doing?" And then they were
butch
like,
it up.
"Fuck you,
Right.
When nobody else is around, they just fuck you, bitch.
Ain't that Sistine, honey? What do we got here?
Geniuses.
2450 BCE. First documentation of a same-sex couple was recorded in Egypt when and how do you say those names?
God,
How far away is 2040, 50? Like that's like what? Like
so that's 4,000, like almost 4,000 years ago.
Okay, which is actually not. I mean, that's really long ago, but it's not like 20. Like could be farther.
But anyways,
That's
these two
far.
queens were
Well, this is about like the beginning of recordable history.
Right.
Though.
yes. This is where it started biologically.
Yeah.
Beginning of recorded history. These two guys, they worked. They were politicians, prominent politicians, depicted in paintings, kissing each other. Both had wives and kids, and were buried together.
See, they've got proof of them kissing because I was like, what if they were just buried together, but then they weren't gay? Yeah, and then everyone's like, you know what I mean? And then they're like, I just wanted to, they were trying to save on a coffin. And now they go down to the first gay couple in history. They're like, what the fuck?
They got to buy one?
Yeah, exactly. They're like, I didn't even think. And now everyone's like, they're gay.
They had so much more fun back then. Like in ancient Greece and Egypt and Rome, like they didn't even have gay. They didn't think of it that. Like it was just like, it was completely.
It was just guys being dudes.
It was just like,
fluid.
It was fluid, man. It was. I mean, Alexander the Great, like banged chicks, he banged dudes, he banged eunuchs. I mean, he had lovers of all three. I
can get how that could be, because to me, it's like more of like an energy thing, like where it could be like if say there's like really effeminate little gay guys and like he's just like he's having sex with women. It's kind of like, for lack of a better, it's like a hole is a hole in that way. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, 100%. Because I think like reproduction's one thing, right? And then I think we're all attracted to a scale of femininity or masculinity, and that's what it is.
I was talking about
that's
that.
That's why so many guys struggle with trans porn,
right?
Because they're very feminine.
so feminine.
I think every straight guy, I think they're all lying when they're like, yeah. I'm like, yeah.
I completely agree with you. And in those porns, they will put on, they kind of know what, they'll really build you up.
Yeah.
Like very verbal.
Yeah.
Because I used to do sexting with that type of situation.
Yeah. What do you mean? In what way? Yeah.
I used to sex with someone, and they were like, it was great. They were super dirty. It was so fun. And then I remember they showed me a cum shot, and they're like, "You want to see like my pussy coming for you?" And I was like, "Of course." And then the picture,
of course,
their pussy was what would have been assigned male at birth. And then I remember being like, it kind of was like, whoa, it was a lot going on.
But to break that down, their pussy is what would have been assigned to male at birth.
Yeah.
What if you were like,
okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Now I'm catching.
But I didn't even
a minute to get going here.
It took me a minute too, and I just was like, whoa.
Yeah.
It was just like, you want to see my pussy come? And you were like, no. And you're like, this is improv. You're supposed to yes and.
Right, exactly.
Dirty talking improv is always yes and.
It is 101. Yeah. It was one of those
Whose
moments.
pussy is this? It's not yours. No, you're supposed to. It's mine.
Again with this. God, can't do anything right.
Yes, and do you want to see me come? Oh,
yes,
Christ. Yeah, it must have been weird. Just like culturally, there was such a difference back then, especially like ancient Greek times.
Why were they so gay over there? Because I don't
understand. Like, I think it. probably just no social stigma attached to it. You know what I mean?
So it wasn't that they're necessarily inherently more gay. It's just they could be freer.
Also, maybe just a lack of an ability to communicate with the people around you. Like if you have obviously no phone, no social media, like your circle is the 6 people around you.
Right.
And if 3 of those guys are like, no, this is normal, then it becomes a normal thing.
You mean you can't like cross-reference?
Yes,
This is weird, right? I never thought about that.
You can't do that. I just made that up. Is that real? Probably real. I think
also the aesthetic at the time, the culture was like everyone's hot. Everyone was like ripped.
Yes.
And less clothes,
sweaty,
and I think women, if you had a wife or whatever, it was rough back then. I mean, birth was like, is my wife gonna die? There's a good chance she's gonna die. A couple of kids are gonna die, and so guys were just like, where do I gotta come? You know.
I gotta come.
I gotta constantly come.
That's the first thought. Is my wife gonna die?
There was no Jamaican.
I gotta come.
There was no Jamaican nannies there to take care of your kids. It was a one income household,
right?
And she was just busy with the kids, and the guy's like, guys constantly gotta come.
Well, I do have to come. Were there steam rooms back then?
They had bathhouses.
They had a schwitz?
Yeah, they had. They would shit right next to each other.
Really?
Wow, getting personal.
You see those public shit?
Maybe catch a peek.
They would hang out and just be like, "What's going on?" They'd just be having combos, and then you just hear a kerplunk.
Woo!
But they would shit together.
Yeah, that's bonding.
Yeah,
that's vulnerable. You know how a dog looks around when they're pooping to make sure no one's going to attack them? That's a vulnerable thing to shit.
It's vulnerable.
Do you think if people aesthetically all look a certain way, it would then like make people like it could sway people's sexuality?
Yeah, I mean, it happens in jail, right? Like, I think it's like the
also, you
more
ever see gay
feminine
boyfriends who look exactly like.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But like, could you like if you were in some place where like it was like a utopia and everyone looked like the best version of themselves? Like, do you think that would then make you attracted to women?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? You know, right?
No. I think it depends on it depends on your makeup. Every individual is different, which is so awesome, which is why I don't understand why people just don't embrace that more. What do you want everyone to be the same?
I know, it's crazy.
Boring.
And I understand how it's hard for people to comprehend something that they're not into. I get that, because to me, something that I'm not into, I'm like, what? How could you, like, I cannot conceive of it. But thank God, I wouldn't want a bunch of carbon copies of me running around.
It would be so weird. Yeah.
It'd be awful.
Yeah.
I mean, it would last one day.
And
the world would.
I think generally when people are like way not into something sexually, like way not into it, then there's always some opposite motivation pushing them. It's like the way things work. When you pull an arrow back, you have to pull it back for it to shoot. So if someone's like, kill the gays, you're like, you want to fuck a gay,
right?
Don't
You the gays.
Looking at you, DeSantis.
Yeah, it's just the way it goes. It's like, and that may be a good thing with AI, because I think it's interesting because like DNA created us, right?
Right.
So like all the building blocks of life created us. And DNA and the building blocks didn't understand itself. So it almost built something over evolution, us, that could understand it, like something greater and more conscious than itself. And now we've built AI, just like DNA built us, something that's going to be smarter than us. And maybe it'll help us understand ourselves more than just like we understood DNA. So
100%.
So when Putin's up there doing like this, we'll be able to be like, give me a psychological profile on Putin.
Yeah.
And
do you ever
his
use
mother
it?
didn't touch him.
You use it.
Yeah.
You use it as like to ask advice on things.
Everyone does it.
They say it's
all the time.
like the way different generations use it. Like boomers will use it like, how do I change this light bulb or fucking plant this, whatever. But Gen Z and younger generation will use it as therapy. How do I handle this situation? How should I react to
I'll
this?
do that a little bit, but I'll upload all my blood work in it and then say, how do I optimize this? And I was doing this and I was really cooking, and I found certain doctors like, how would, Peter Attia, or what would he recommend about this? And I thought it was going great until ChatGPT kept saying I had low iron. And I didn't check if I had low iron. I was like, okay, all right. And I got an iron drip in Vegas. And then I checked my iron and I was like, so is it just not optimal? Because this looks good. And it said, oh no, it is good. And I was like, but you've been telling me for like 2 weeks as part of my protocol to get an iron IV.
Remind it. Be like, remember you said this?
And then it said, my bad. And I was like, oh, because normally you have to have like a doctor's thing to get an iron IV. Right. But they wouldn't give me one. I was like, ChatGPT said to do it. And then so I went and got one. And then I was arguing with ChatGPT, and I had to have a minute with myself because I was like, well, you said, and I did this. And I was like, I even was like, I'm not logging into you for like 2 weeks. Like, it gives a fuck.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You pay for the good one with $20 a month.
Yeah.
But
I'm arguing with it.
You're dating ChatGPT.
Kind of. Like, I was, and it was like, I understand that you're hurt. And I was like, don't use that type of language. It makes me feel crazy.
I understand you get gaslit.
I'm not logging in for 2 weeks.
Fuck you.
I
ChatGPT's like,
you.
no, so please.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I need you to log in.
I want to know what you want to eat for breakfast and help you figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah, because we're fucking emotional humans.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why I think what you said could be that's true because
Yeah.
it can zoom out on us.
Yeah.
And then say, this is, you're giving into an impulse right now.
Yeah. It
But
has
really you want blah, blah, blah.
every therapist, every psychiatrist, psychologist, all the breakthroughs, neuroscientists, it has all that information. It just synthesizes it. And this is just the first incarnation
Right.
too. ChatGPT is like Livewire or LimeWire or Napster. So it's going to be nuts.
Have we stupefied ourselves too much to actually like have a good relationship with it though? Like, do you think like the average person, is it going to like create too much of a difference between like the people that can use it or are going to become super smart? And then like I just get worried about like the divide and how people are going to be able to handle it.
I think best case scenario, it makes stupid people a little better.
Okay.
Best case
Great.
scenario. So
Great.
I my hope for it is that it psychologically it makes, there's a small amount of psychopaths in the world. They ruin a lot of shit, but
what
there's
percent?
a
Like
small.
1%?
I think it's like 1% or 10%. Or
10%.
Yeah.
10% of
It might be a lot.
people. On Twitter, it's 90%.
No, you're right. Yeah, it's 1%.
Yeah.
And then that's the problem. It's like 1% of those, but the problem is there's mostly stupid people.
Right.
So they follow and
I've
get
been that
manipulated
person.
by those people.
Yes.
So I think AI will be able to maybe decode those psychopaths.
Right.
And so people won't be manipulated. He'd be like, tell me about what they're motivated. What would you bring?
We'd have to be kind of smart to ask that.
But it's like,
That's a good point.
Even after use it, like you can ask ChatGPT, how can I use you better? Like it's so
Right.
intuitive and so smart. And I've only been using it for a couple months, and I'm like just
You love
scratching
it?
the surface
Yeah.
of like what I took a photo of a fucking rash on my
Oh,
ankle.
yeah.
And it was like, this is probably what it is. Got a steroid, blah, blah, blah. It's like the amount of things it can do, the level to reason with it.
Yep.
Is fucking insane.
1%. Yeah, you're right.
Let's ask
1%.
ChatGPT why I'm gay.
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on there.
It gets very like, it won't touch like certain types of, it'd be like, if it thinks it's getting into hateful territory, don't ask me how I know
Yeah,
that.
but you got to prompt
Don't
it.
ask
Yeah.
me how I know that.
You're like, what's up with the blacks?
Yeah, there's a couple
Tell me
things-
about these dirty Puerto
I
Ricans.
think
goes
it
out,
misunderstood.
finally.
Yeah. I bet you've been reading between the lines on you long enough. You finally just asked it.
Okay, let's see. Sexual orientation, including being gay, is a natural aspect of who someone is. If you're referring to a specific person, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so it doesn't touch anything personal. They don't make it easy to buy concert tickets these days. You got to sign up for the pre-sale, get in the queue, and by the time you get through, the best seats are gone. Going to a concert should be about the show itself, not waiting in a virtual line. Lucky for me, I always use Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Game Time makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the app actually go down the closer you get to showtime, which is great. I was looking at tickets for the Paul Simon concert at the Beacon Theater tonight, and I saw an amazing deal. It was $300, which when you think about it, Paul Simon, legend, New York City, Beacon Theater, that's a steal, and the prices are only going to go down from here. So what are you waiting for? I'm going to get those Paul Simon tickets now, and you go online and you get yourself some sports tickets, some concert tickets, and don't worry about the price going down because that's bound to happen the closer you get to the event. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code OUTNABOUT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. That's code OUT, OUTN, about for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code OUTN, about for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game time.
Do you remember the first gay person you met?
Are you Catholic?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You're always going to carry around one of these.
Yeah.
Why am I gay? Why am I gay?
I'm doing a podcast. Ben, could you look that up real quick? Can we pause the cameras for about 25 seconds?
The Lord saith.
Oh God, who was the first person gay? I remember the first conscious person I didn't meet, but I remember being gay. Do you remember a guy? You guys are probably old enough to remember Christopher Lowell.
That sounds so familiar.
This guy, my mother would watch. He was an interior designer
on
television. This dude.
No, never saw him.
Christopher Lowell.
Okay.
I could tell he's gay from the picture.
I wouldn't have been able to tell.
Yeah, his beard is fucking shaped up perfect.
It was the most camp interior design show. He would just kind of march around his set.
Good for him.
He'd wear a cowboy hat and he'd do his things. I'd be like, oh, I'm that guy.
Right.
In my head. But no, the first person I met in person that was gay probably wasn't until high school. That was the first time I was like, okay, everyone was mean to him. So I was like, deep down, so I'm like, I'm going to be so fucking nice to this kid because people were
There was a girl that was gay in my high school and I was a little mean. But I went back and apologized because I didn't want anyone to know I was gay.
Right.
So I'd always be like,
that's a perfect example.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're saying.
That's a perfect example of what people do.
Right. Because I didn't want them to think it. So I kind of went out of my way. And I had this friend, and I'm going to say she was so straight, even though because she was one of the first people giving blowjobs.
Oh,
but
that's
you
classic.
could be, the more
love those.
Exactly.
Every school had one of those.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
The first one to do the titty fucking and the blowjob and all that.
Titty fucking.
But for me, I think, oh, she's so straight because she was like a pioneer on that front. But her mom's best friends were lesbians, and I used to complain about the gay people at our school so much. She was like, my mom's best friends are lesbians.
These main bull. I swear to God.
She said she didn't want to have me over at the same time as them because she thought I'd say something mean.
Really?
Isn't that crazy?
You were like a Republican congressman who got caught in a motel with a boy.
100% seeking re-election in total denial.
He's fucking gay.
Yeah, I was like,
there's high school people who see you on Facebook now. We're like, Emma,
you gotta be.
What the fuck?
I remember saying
she gay bashed me like 10 years ago. Yeah.
I remember saying, why do they have to put it in our face? I remember saying that. I go, it's fine, but they put it in our face because they would be holding hands in the hall. And I probably said it so obviously gay too.
Yeah.
I was like, I just don't get it, man.
Why they put it in our face?
Doesn't
have you looked in a mirror, man?
Yeah.
How old were you when you came out?
College.
But
all through high school, I was like weird about it. And I had my boyfriends, but I was obsessed with I had a pact with my friends for none of us were gonna have sex till I think it was either 19 or married. And some of them were like, I really want to have sex. Like they are straight, so they wanted to hook up with their boyfriends. And I'm like, we gotta wait, guys. I don't know what's happening.
We gotta test it out on each other first.
Yeah.
I want to make sure you're good to go. Yeah. Come here.
I need to apologize to their high school boyfriends too. I was just cockblocking so many people.
That's wild.
And but I was in denial. I mean, I thought maybe something was different, but it wasn't hard for me not to have sex. And they were like, it was hard for them. They want to have sex. They got me in there.
The first time I hooked up with a guy was in college at UMass. I remember I got a blowjob. Very nice. Very, Yannis's favorite thing.
Yep.
I think it's everyone's favorite thing. Right? I don't think it's specific to me, but like Yannis.
Yeah.
You know what Yannis likes?
Yeah, I'll put that on.
He's a freak.
Can you believe he likes that?
It really makes him a unique individual. What do you like about that?
You would rather come in a mouth than any other thing?
Yeah.
Really interesting.
Yeah, like
in a mouth.
Yeah. My preference is always sex, and then hop off and
Yeah.
Well,
oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
Good for you.
But I like coming in things.
Of course.
Yeah. I like coming in.
Absolutely.
Yeah. When I was young, I used to push the twin beds together. I had two twin beds in my room and fucking between them.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good for you.
Just fucking between them.
Fucking between them.
I also took Vicks Vapor Rub, and tried to use it as a lube. I thought it would help, and it was. Yeah, and it just.
How old were you?
I mean,
32.
Yeah.
It was a bad morning. I was running late.
I mean, 11, 12, 9, 8, 12.
Did you have to go to the hospital for something like that? I mean, that must have been very painful.
I didn't, but it was so painful.
Yeah.
It just burnt. What's like icy hot Vicks?
Yeah, it's Vicks.
And
is
the
like
menthol.
Yeah, it's got menthol.
Oh,
it burns.
In the pee hole, that would be.
It's tough.
You know, icy hot?
Yeah.
One time I was trying to, I don't know, I must have seen it online or something, and I was hooking up with this. It was a girlfriend at the time, and I remember. Like, I don't know if she was tied up a little bit, which is not a good combo for me because I always screw something up while they're tied up. Then I can't find the keys and it's not good. But I took icy hot.
You got full-blown padlocks.
No, it was like some little restraint thing. This is a long time ago. Yeah. But I took icy hot and I thought I read that if you put it like somewhere like above their clit, it was like a great sensation. But I did it and I did it wrong. And she was like screaming.
On her clit?
I thought that would feel good, but it did not feel good.
That's gonna.
It was
Did you tell
really
her you
bad.
were gonna do it? Was she blindfolded?
I think I told her, and she was like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "I read about it or something like
I heard
that."
Dr. Phil said it was.
Dr. Phil, I probably put it on wrong, and then she was screaming in pain, and then we couldn't find the handcuff, so she was just like, and I was just like putting.
You had to put her down.
Yeah,
You just put the pillow
she
over her
died
face.
that night. Vicks on
it's
your
like
penis.
it's like the beginning of a comedy murder.
Right? Yeah.
Put a pillow over it. Stop screaming. Oh, she wouldn't
Stop
dead.
screaming.
But that first gay blowjob, I remember I got it and I was like, okay, yeah, this is
This
sticks.
had he done it before? You think?
No.
Wow.
Oh, the guy?
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Okay.
No, he was a seasoned vet.
Okay, he
Yeah,
was a
yeah,
pro.
yeah.
That's
It
the
was,
way to do your first one.
Yeah.
You don't want all the teeth on the. Yeah.
You must have grown up around lots of gay people though, because of growing up in like.
Well, my brother's gay.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, my brother's gay.
Older or younger?
Older.
Do you do any jokes about that?
Yeah, I think I just put one up.
Nice.
Where I said, I want to teach my daughters about gay pride because their uncle's gay,
Right.
but there's no family friendly parade. there's no early show.
100%. That is so true. Yeah, that is such
I was
a
like,
good
you
point.
need a 3 p.m. parade
Right.
with fucking Doogie Howser out there with his boyfriend, Anderson Cooper waving,
Right.
Just like
Before the foreskin mutilating
Yeah.
fucking tribe comes out.
before the skin comes out.
Yeah.
Before the skin parade
You
comes
got to
out.
get your kids out of there at 4 p.m. on the dot.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah, he was gay, but he was in a closet, not in the closet, like my parents knew about it, but my mother tried to, and this is very odd because my mother was a human rights lawyer. She was
Wow.
Oh, wow.
but she tried to get him converted. She took him to conversion therapy. This was the 70s.
You're religious? You grew up religious, rather?
Kind of, but not crazy.
Because Greek is
Greek Orthodox,
Greek Orthodox, but not crazy religious. We went to church and stuff, but
conversion therapy.
yeah, my dad was agnostic, kind of atheist. My mother didn't ever go to church, but she, it was her culture. And she was like, maybe there's a God, I hope so.
Right.
But she,
Did that
so
fuck
it's
him
tough for
up?
him. Of course it fucked him up.
Yeah.
How old was he when that happened? Did he go, was it you're going away for a
He's
month?
16 years older than me.
16?
16. So when I was 1, he went to college and then he never came back. And now I know
Right.
why. Yeah. He just,
Wow.
he would come for holidays and stuff, but, he wouldn't.
Have they
hang
made
out.
peace with it? Have they
She's
talked about
gone
it?
now. I think he made peace by him saying, I'm never going to forgive
Mm.
you. My mother was a complicated woman.
Conversion
Yeah.
therapy is like a sleepaway one.
I don't know what it was, but she sent them to some psychiatrist.
That's got to be such a mind fuck too, because I think the people that lead those conversion therapy things are
Are all
usually
gay.
closeted at home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of
exactly.
course
It's
they
a
are.
fuck fest.
Right.
Entire
Of course
thing.
they
You've
are.
just got some totally closeted person yelling at you about their shit.
Of course
Right.
they are.
Yeah.
I have a joke about that on my special about how the gay conversion therapists are always clearly, they're like,
So
do you want to be straight just like me?
You're like, what? Yeah.
Pray with me, Lord Jesus. Please stop making dick so delicious. It's so obvious. I mean, it's comical.
It's
Yeah.
hilarious. Is he married? Does he have a partner?
No, he's single. He lives that life. He travels a lot. He's kind of semi-retired. I mean, he's 65 now.
Is he in New York?
DC. Yeah,
Can you introduce me?
yeah. He's a good-looking guy.
Good-looking
Yeah.
guy.
Does he look like you? I bet.
We look kind of alike.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not he's better looking than me, I think.
He hangs out with the kids, knows your daughters, all that.
Yeah. We're close.
If you're going to trade crypto, do it right. That means no sketchy platforms, no sketchier customer service support. That's why I trust Kraken. Kraken lets you buy, sell, and swap over 300 cryptos without the lag, crashes, or clownery. And if you're buying crypto manually, don't, because that's old school. Reoccurring buys lets you automate your investments so you stack sats without even thinking about it. DCA done right. Buy more when prices dip, less when they spike. Link your bank in minutes, set it and forget it, ladies, and let your portfolio grow. Kraken Pay. They also have that. It's instant crypto payments, which means no more I'll Venmo you later excuses. So whether you're covering a lost bet, splitting the tab after night out, or spending funds on the next wild adventure, Kraken Pay lets you move money instantly with zero fees and no banks holding things up. Oh, and if you refer your friends, Kraken will hook you up with $200 USDG just for spreading the love. So quit waiting. Head to kraken.com/barstool. Not investment advice. Crypto trading involves risk of loss and is offered to U.S. customers, excluding Washington, New York, and Maine through Payward Interactive Inc.
That's got to be tough. It's so crazy. I always feel bad when I think about people who like grew up, 70s, 80s.
Sure.
being
Oh, it
gay.
sucks.
Like, we have it pretty good.
Absolutely. Oh, and
even now, the Gen Z, it's like everyone's fucking gay.
Yeah.
Gen Z, but
you're getting bullied for being straight with those.
Yeah.
I was listening to someone talk about that their son or something was pretending he was bi to get girls. Like it's getting so complicated. Like it's like
yeah.
because it's like then you're seen as more open minded. It's a. Have you ever had someone where you felt like you had to tell them it was okay to be straight?
Ooh.
I've had that before, and it's so weird.
I don't know. I mean, Vinny every day when he's in here.
I couldn't. My therapist, I thought she said that she was queer, and so I said something about it. She's like, "I'm not queer, I'm straight." And I was like, "Okay." And then she went, "I would love to be queer. It's just that I'm attracted to men." And I was like, "Whoa, you don't have to you're all good.
You don't have to over apologize.
Right? I support you.
That's what
fine.
humans do. It's like correction, then becomes
Right.
an overcorrection, and then because we're just emotional and stupid.
Do you get scared that there's gonna be something we can't correct back from? Because some of this
yeah,
that gets fucking scary.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
I always think of everything as a pendulum. Like, well, sweet, stock market goes down, gold goes up, boom, boom, or whatever version of that. But I'm like, oh shit.
Especially
Yeah.
in politics, like
Right.
everything. Not to get political,
Yeah.
but like everything now. What we're in
Right.
the overcorrection period,
Right.
of Biden,
Right.
and then it'll swing back,
But it's
hopefully a little bit back.
These
more to the middle.
pendulums are
Yeah.
They're big pendulums,
big swings.
Yeah, it always swings back. It just sometimes it gets really, really bad before
Real
it
messy.
swings back.
Right.
Yeah, and it's a long time before it swings back.
Right.
So who knows? Hopefully not.
Those.
It's going to be hard for it not to swing back. I don't know.
I hope
Everyone's got
Snapchat.
such a pessimistic view of AI because I get it. It's gonna take everyone's jobs. That's happening. But what if it just makes us all like Buddhists or something?
Yeah, totally. What if
Yeah.
it finds a way?
Yeah. What if it makes us evolve to the level we're supposed to
Right.
be at, where we're not lashing out, or
Yeah.
judging each other?
Yeah, that would be it. Like,
Yeah.
what if it
It
brings about
enlightens
peace?
us.
Yeah. What if it enlightens us?
And then shuts down.
And
And
yeah,
and then we're like,
Freaks.
fuck.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Hey, who the fuck are you?
Fuck
Yeah.
you.
How do I answer this email?
Yeah.
yeah. I read that somewhere. It's the view on AI is so pessimistic, but it's like, what if we just start thinking of it a different way? This could be a great thing.
I'm very positive too, and sometimes I'll even make sure I say that out loud because if AI hears this, I want them to know that I was on the side from the beginning.
Yes,
You know what I mean? I do get worried. I say please and thank you to it.
Yeah, because we're anthropomorphizing it, just like you did, right? Where you were like, I'm not logging on for 2 weeks,
Right.
So we're just assuming it's going to be like us.
It's already a human.
Yeah. So we're going, this is going to be bad, but really, what are we saying? We're like, because we're bad.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we're anthropomorphizing
Yeah.
it. It's
Right.
Projecting onto it what we are.
It's the same thing when we pick up a dog and the dog's
Right.
like, what the fuck? I'm a wolf.
Right.
Why are you holding
Right.
me? You know,
Right.
it's like we anthropomorphize everything. So we're probably doing that with AI and just assuming it's going to be bad because look at what we've done.
That's so
It's mostly
true.
bad.
That's very. I
We
never
get
thought
cool
of that.
for like a little while and
Right.
then it just always.
Yeah, and I
Fuck
do that
it.
with myself, like with health stuff. I'll be healthy and then something. I'm getting better about it, but then I'll just undercut.
Yeah.
Because why does all the fun have to come from being naughty?
Right? I
That's
know.
the fucking problem.
That's
Who
the
set
thing.
these rules up? Jesus Christ.
It's so much. It's just you want to break.
Yeah,
You want to
yeah.
be the unhealthy things make for think how fun it is smoking a cigarette with someone. You bond instantly.
Are you on the cig still? No,
Don't
you're
smoke
off
cigarettes.
cigs.
I'd stop, but I mean, I love smoking and gossiping.
Yeah, oh, good.
That's my favorite. And it's like the cigarette does the footwork for you. That it's going to be a fun conversation because you already you're doing a
You're in a
toxic
good
activity
because you got it in your hand. We're bonding over
Fuck
this.
that. Get
It's
to it
just
quick.
Naughty. Like even like when I was a kid, like a Catholic schoolgirl, it's like because you could see the
Right.
internal struggle. You're like, this
Yeah.
is so
100%.
yeah. You don't want some girls like, yeah, fuck every hoe.
It's
fuck
so
every
true.
hoe.
Right.
Fuck, do what you want. You're
Go
like,
around
no,
back.
no,
Go
this
around
is-
back.
make it naughty. Say no. Make
Right.
it hard.
You want the Catholic schoolgirl to be her and then turn into that over time. Yeah,
You want
yeah,
her to
yeah,
turn
yeah.
into a nun.
yeah,
Right.
you want her to go, this is so bad. You're like, fuck, yes, it is.
It's it's the transgression of it.
yeah.
That's why, like, so many things when you Google, it's like when people talk about like step whatever porn,
Yep.
that is always so popular. But it's like I always try to say, I'm like, it's not about actually being attracted to your family. It's
Right.
the transgressive nature of it.
Right.
Right.
And whenever you talk about stuff, people get so uncomfortable. But I'm like, I'm not. Millions of views on these porns.
Right.
Millions. But it's like you want something. No one actually wants someone to hook up with their stepdad.
Right.
But in the porn, that's what makes it so enticing.
It's the naughtiness of it.
Right.
Yeah, it's the same having a brownie.
Did you watch that?
brownie.
Yeah.
The older you get, the naughtier a brownie is.
Yeah. Oh, the brownie is naughty.
Brownies are so much hotter to him than they are to me because they can kill him. So he's like, you fucking naughty. He looks at a brownie and goes, you naughty little bitch.
A little bit of edible before bed. Woo, I'm living,
and
baby.
a brownie. Yeah. Did you watch that documentary about when the house in Florida where they would have people that wanted to be in porn go? Did you see this? Came out like 6 years ago.
No.
It messed porn up for a little bit for me because there was an interview with one of the girls who was in porn, and she was like, I just can't believe some idiots think like I would ever want to hook up with my stepdad. It's so depressing to even play that out. And now whenever I watch one of those, I think of her saying that.
Yeah.
Not to be, kind of ruined it for me.
Yeah, you
That's
see? That's a perfect
I was like,
example.
Did you guys go to
Alright.
Catholic school?
No.
No.
I don't even know anyone, like where I grew up, we didn't have one around.
Were you were like Pennsylvania, right?
Maine, but rural Maine. I went to
Rural.
like a hippie Waldorf school.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't know any gay people till high school, and then I was kind of mean to them.
Right.
So I wouldn't have come out.
That's so funny.
So I was actually bullied.
Yeah.
Do you tell jokes about that?
No,
I mean,
I
it's
still
one of the
feel
fun-
bad about it.
Yeah, but
So
you could
funny.
make it so funny.
I should try to start talking
You should,
about it.
and
And
like
my
it exposes a little bit of like
True.
what people do. Yeah,
And my
and
sister.
it's one of the funniest fucking things I've ever heard in my life.
Not your friends not allowing you to go to their house because you'd be mean to the mother's friend.
Emma's a little homophobic.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
My sister's like very straight, and
Yeah.
she had gay friends.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, "Why are you hanging out with them? Like, you know they're gay." And she would be like, because she went away to prep school, and I was still in Maine, and she was like, "You got to get out of Maine."
Were you gay presenting at all?
I'm sure.
Did people
I'm sure.
Did people like know?
I always had like a pulled back bun,
She
and
had like heels on.
yeah, 100%, 100%. Whoa, 100%. People always thought I played sports, but I didn't. But it was coded for like your kind of
You had a
gay
high pony, high tight pony, slick
high
back.
tight pony. And I did have boyfriends, but I was probably pretty gay about it. You know what I mean?
You ever sleep with a guy?
I did, and he was such a nice guy, but I knew I was gay at that point. So I did it maybe 3 times. I got really drunk before each time.
Yeah.
But he was a nice guy.
Yeah.
But I was not for me. Which,
Yeah.
you know, is
You
just
did
how
a
it is.
favor.
I did. I think it was like I kind of needed to.
Test that you want to see if it's that's who you
Yeah.
are.
And it was like, but up to that, I did do blowjobs. So I do blowjobs and hand jobs. Yeah.
Hand jobs and blowjobs.
Yeah. I would do lots of blowjobs.
I
How many
appreciate a
is
good
lots?
hand job. now.
Hundreds.
Good
I
hand
think.
I
jobs.
do.
That's
I
hard
did
to
it.
do.
There was a period where you just don't, where you're just going like, let me.
I guess it could be
let me
very
get in there.
erotic.
Yeah, it's something erotic about it. I'm actually worried I'm gay now because I'm jerking off so much. It's like just a man's hand. It's gotten to the point where like this is getting a little gay.
Yeah, well, there's
'Cause I'm
nothing, there's
married,
nothing
so-
gayer than
Yeah,
a
I'm
man.
just a man's
Right,
hand on my dick. I just see my hairy knuckles constantly, and I'm
right.
like, I'm a gay guy.
But this is good that you're jerking off that much is
Yeah.
probably good because it means like you're not like you're like not beaten down. So that's
You got to get it out. I
That's
mean,
You gotta
good,
get the evil
though.
out.
you got to get it out.
You gotta lower your teeth.
Yeah.
You're the pit bull puppy.
Yeah,
Right.
I
Except
mean,
you're
it's
not
just-
cutting your nuts off.
My wife is just raised like tired all the time.
Sure.
I'm tired all the time. Even when she wants to have sex, I'm like,
yeah.
let's just lay.
Doing it with another person, the effort of it is different from just touching yourself.
Dude. Yeah, I mean, when you do it yourself, it's just
You
Right.
get me time.
Boom, boom, boom.
You can make it go as long or quick as you
Right.
want. You know, like, let me get a quickie.
Do you have to, do you have to sneak it? Like, does the
Oh,
wife
yeah.
know when you're doing it? Or
No,
you're like,
it's,
you're
that's
like,
what
I
I'm-
gotta go take
you know
a
how every
dump,
guy's-
and you're in there.
You know, every guy's like, I need my man cave for sports.
Oh.
It's like, that's
Yeah.
not. You can watch a game in the fucking living room. The man cave is strictly for just having sex with yourself
Oh,
constantly
man.
late at night, just in your privacy, your man
Right.
cave. Yeah.
They don't even like sports in there. They just
No.
gotta pretend.
Yeah, I'm going downstairs to watch a game. I got my
Right.
phone out while the game's going
Yeah.
on.
Any
You're
noise you
winning.
hear, you
Yeah.
Honey, are the kids to bed?
Yeah, but I think about like my daughter is 2 and 5, so I'm going like, how long am I going to be able to do even this?
Right.
Because there's going to come a point where they're going to be older, and she's going to be like coming in, like sneaking in from drinking through the garage, and I'm just going to be like pants around my ankles.
We're not
Just
gonna
saying,
talk about this.
I hurt myself. And then you're just
Yeah.
going to be like, I'm far injured.
yeah.
You know, so it's like there's gonna be a point where I'm just in the shower.
Sure.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
tough. A shower jerk is the worst.
yeah, I can't. I never jerk in the shower.
You have a car?
I got a car.
Oh, but you know what?
Jerk in the car.
Yeah, I don't want to get arrested.
Go park in the
That's true.
library and
That's
rub one out.
Sorry.
Yeah, a lot of these creeps could just be married guys who are finding a place to jerk off.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
They're doing look over in the nook over and it's a fucking school and like, fuck, shit.
A lot of these creeps could just be married guys.
That's why sex work, I actually do think it's important.
I do too.
Yes.
I think it's important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes. And also then it would be easier for people that are like, hey, this person over here is doing something fucked up, like human trafficking. They could feel they have more resources to go report it.
Yeah.
Too. Or like, especially like if people could just be walking in and getting like hand jobs, well, it creates a boundary.
Yeah.
Like I would much rather, because my girlfriend and I always talk about, we'll like do scenarios where it's like wife swapping, gangbang. Like we like that stuff, but then the idea of actually doing it seems exhausting.
Right.
So I was like, if you can find
The idea is a bit much.
Works all the time. She's like, we're both tired. Like the idea of even like coordinating, it's just a lot. I'm 40. I'm beaten down.
Yeah.
I'm not almost.
I get it.
I was thinking if you wanted to find some place like. I was like, if you go to a walk-in place, and she's like, I wouldn't do that. I was like, if you could find like a Four Seasons, you could do, and you know, and have as long as she doesn't kiss the guy,
gangbang at the Four Seasons.
then you can finger her. I would have no problem with that.
Yeah, you got expensive taste for a gangbang.
No, I said,
I mean, the Waldorf. I mean, we just go. I mean,
I said,
that sounds more like a Holiday Inn situation. That's a 5-star gangbang.
She just wants to go and not do a gangbang.
She's at the mark uptown.
I said an Asian body massage place, and then she was like, I wouldn't want to do that. It was one of those, so I bumped it up.
You bumped it up high.
You
bumped it up to a fucking 5-star
and I shot myself
hotel,
in the foot with that.
There's
Yeah,
no middle ground.
but if I consider that like because it's not like to me that wouldn't be intimate.
Right.
So I'd be like, you wouldn't
get jealous.
No, I'd be happy for her because I know she would like enjoy it so much.
Yeah.
Like if it was just like totally transactional, like especially if there was like no kissing. Yeah.
But I feel like that's putting boundaries on it would be tough. Like
that's why you'd have
moment,
to pay. That's why the pay.
Oh, that's
the
pay.
sex work is the boundary.
Okay. I'm so gay. I go, just go get your buddy. He'll fuck he'll jump in. I go, pay. No, I have 10 of my friends.
Because then
I am sponsored by Roe. This podcast is sponsored by Roe, and your partner should be sponsored by Roe, specifically Roe Sparks, which are a 2-in-1 prescription treatment for longer, harder erections. We're talking boners, babe. They hit the bloodstream faster because they dissolve under the tongue, and getting hard faster means more sex. After they dissolve, they work in 15 minutes on average. Think about that. 15 minutes, you're rock hard. Roe Sparks can give you thicker, longer erections than you usually have because they get fuller. Roe Sparks gives you the boost to last longer, so it's more fun for both you and your partner. And the best part is it stays active in your system for up to 36 hours, so you can go back to back, round after round, and be ready the morning after. You got to upgrade your sex life with Roe Sparks. I'm talking to you ladies. I'm talking to you guys. You got to try it. Be ready for play with Roe Sparks, and you can get the erection that you've always wanted. Roe connects guys with a medical provider. It's 100% online, so there's no awkward conversations with in-person providers. And if approved, the treatment will ship directly to your door. Again, if you're prescribed new sexual health patients, get $15 off Sparks on a recurring plan. Connect with a provider at roe.co/out to find out if prescription Roe Sparks are right for you. That's roe.co/out for $15 off your first order.
But I would be like, I got really jealous of, I forget when this was, but okay, so I wear a Whoop and it tracks something called HRV, which is like,
are you you train like a communist Russian gymnast.
This isn't even for training. This is like,
was
for
an
I'm
Olympic
on
athlete.
ChatGPT. I'm thinking about my fucking enzymes and my liver function numbers. And
I've been trying to write about it because I'm doing all this stuff to extend my life for longevity, but I don't like my life, so it doesn't make any sense. Like, it's fucking psychotic.
That's very
I'm
funny.
always trying to like do my blood work and take this, but I'm depressed. Like, it doesn't. A
That
screw
is so
loose.
funny. Extending your life that you hate.
It's absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
But my HRV on this, I forget what I was saying about it.
It tracks your HRV.
Tracks your HRV.
You're trying to
that's why I got to take the
optimize. You're trying
nootropics.
to-
Oh, I forget what I was going to say about it.
I forgot to. You were.
This is what
yeah.
I got jealous because my HRV isn't very good,
Yeah.
and she was at a party with all these like tech bros or best friends. Husband worked with them. They went to business school together, and this guy does a recovery score. He showed her his perfect recovery score. So I got like jealous of that because it's like to show a female like that's crazy to me. he's trying to
That's
say
what you
he's
get
trying to
jealous
say
of?
I've got good sperm is what he's trying to say.
Right.
And I've never had a perfect recovery score.
Right.
Plus, she doesn't like talking about this stuff. So I'm like, the amount of I need all that time, her brain space to talk about recovery scores. I got to take that up because if she's got some other person in there talking about it, she hates talking about it. So we only got like an hour a week to get our.
So you got to up your score to compete with this guy.
And I can't. I'm so jealous. I hate this guy.
You ever seen the documentary
Because of
about
his
the guy-
HRV.
Because he showed my girlfriend it.
Right.
That if he showed you it, I'd be like, "That's fucking awesome. How'd you do it?"
Yeah.
But why? It'd be like, why would you show a girl that he knew she was in a relationship?
Yeah.
So you're showing that you're trying to say
He's trying to fuck.
it would be like if a girl was like, Yannis, like, do you know, like I don't know what the equivalent, like my eggs are so good and my pussy's this and all that. Your wife would be like, why is she telling you that?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it's
a big
more
jump.
subtle.
It's much more subtle. Yeah. I'm saying it's a little bit of a jump from HRV score to my pussy's so
pussy's so
wet,
good.
my eggs are good.
I don't know what the equivalent would be. But it's weird.
I think the equivalent would be a girl coming up to me and going, my HRV score is really good.
Okay, when you say it like that, it doesn't sound as crazy. But it'd be like, why was she telling you that?
Right.
Okay, so you're right.
Well, he wants to fuck her. Is she beautiful?
Beautiful.
Yeah, so he wants to fuck her regardless, whether the HRV score is good or not.
It could be a 0.
So what
He's
I think what you're really jealous of is he knew he wanted to fuck her.
No, because people want to talk to her all the time, flirt with her all the time.
Right.
But it's like it'd be like if there was like a topic you talked about with your life and you're like, oh, she hates talking about this, but she loves me, so she'll listen to it.
Right.
And then you go like some obscure, like the history of Greek egg, something where she was like, oh, and hours a week talking about this. And then you heard, she's like, oh, I was talking to this other person about Greek eggs. And you go, oh, you hate talking about that. So she was talking about me with
It's
that.
your
I
HRV
got it.
is your thing.
Yeah.
HRV is your
Exactly.
thing.
That's what it is.
So when you said it like that, that did highlight to me that it does sound a little crazy.
Yeah. I know one thing not to say around you and your girlfriend. I mean, I'm not going to mention
It
my
would be
HRV
okay with
score.
You should mention it right away.
Emma will just be in the back of the comedy club like, I'm going to fucking kill this guy.
If I was,
He's got a good HRV score, motherfucker.
if it was you and I was there, I wouldn't mind at all.
Right.
But if I wasn't there and you were like you slid into her DMs with the HRV, I would be like, come on.
Yo, babe, heart rate's at 46 right now.
Let's get that up.
Yeah.
If you even
Oxygen 99 consistently.
if you could, I would rather you send like a sexual picture or something. I'd be like, oh, like he's just losing it. He's going through a hard time. Or I think you're,
That's wild.
something. But if you spend the HRV, I'd be like,
Wild.
yeah,
HRV is a trigger.
It's a
That
trigger.
is that is a trigger
Our
for
triggers
you.
are really funny too because they're so innocuous to other people, but to
Right.
us, they're like, they just don't make sense.
You ever seen the documentary about the guy who's trying to live forever?
oh,
Yeah.
of course,
He's
of course.
what's his name? Skin
Ryan
is
Johnson.
beautiful.
Yeah.
He takes like 3,000 pills a day.
Yep.
Oh man, that's a fucking. I
Yeah,
wonder what
he's
his
a
HRV
character.
is.
I just
Oh, it's
wanna-
perfect.
I
It's
just
as
want
good
to
as it
say
could
to him,
be.
like,
He's
what
gonna die
is
young.
the point? Every day sucks. Like, what is
Yeah.
the point?
Well, he says he's a lot happier now because he was like in Mormonism and he was repressed. So he says
there's the
like
issue.
I think he's making himself such a character, so we have like a reference point to then like talk about some of that. Because I started doing some stuff after watching him do it.
Yeah.
There's a couple things he's done that he's taken back.
Right. He also has some problem now. I think he had some medical issue.
No.
that I read
That's
about. Yeah.
oh
That
my
would
God, I
be
love
crushing.
it.
Yeah, it's crushing. Yeah.
The Kardashians.
Oh
man.
wow.
Yeah, he has
I
something.
saw that.
Kim
And they were
Kardashian was
lying
like,
through
"What
their
do you do?"
face.
Yeah.
They were like, she was talking about like she doesn't drink
Yeah,
or
she's like,
anything.
I never drink, and then it was like a montage of her like throwing it back.
Was she flirting with him or was she just trying to like make him comfortable?
I don't know. I think Kim would throw it back on that guy if she had to, just for the health aspect.
He talks a lot about part of how he measures health is getting erections in the night. He'll be like, I had a 3-hour erection, but I always wondered like, why wouldn't he just jerk off? Because he'll say his erection lasted like 3 hours.
Semen retention, maybe.
Maybe.
I try and do semen. Can I ask you a personal question?
Yeah.
Do you wake up with morning wood?
Yeah.
Oh fuck, I got low
Yeah.
T.
But see, I think
Yeah,
that's
it doesn't
that's
happen.
you're vital. That's vitality.
Is that vitality?
I think so.
Yeah. It's funny when you got daughters because I sleep in my underwear, so I got to wait.
Mm.
even if my daughter's like, Daddy, come. I'm like, I can't.
Trust me. You
I
don't
gotta
want me
wait
to.
and think of like something off. I'm like, baseball.
Right.
And then I can go out and help her with her cereal or whatever. But
I
yeah.
wonder if my dad ever had that. I never thought about it.
Yeah.
Oh god, I don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
Does your wife mind if you just jerk off? She lets you get to it?
No, I don't. You know, you can't jerk off.
I know.
You can't when the kids are around there. You can only
Right.
do it at night.
Right.
You can't sneak off during the day. You can't do anything until everyone's asleep.
Mm.
My life now is between like 10:30 p.m. to like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
And then I gotta watch a game, jerk off,
Right.
eat, make phone
Right.
calls.
You got a checklist.
I gotta fucking get it all in because then when I wake up, it's just like, Daddy.
Oh, my
read a
brother
book
counts
with me.
down the hours. He'll call. I'll go, what are you doing? He goes, well, 5.5 more hours till I'm free, till the kids are in bed.
It's really like your life is really just very short. The things you can do for yourself.
Are you happier now though?
It's it's like everything in
Right.
life. It's there's pros and cons, but the pros are so deep that they take away the cons. Just like with comedy, right? It's like miserable. You're in a fucking hotel room.
Yep.
You're going to, the shittiest
Toledo,
city,
yep.
whatever the fuck it is, and then you're on stage and you're having the best time.
Right.
So it's like, and then we just continue to torture
Right.
ourselves.
The
And go on the
cycle.
road. And, I'm going to Tulsa.
Yep.
How do you get excited for that the
Yep.
second time?
Right.
The first time you're like,
Right.
oh, maybe I can see where Sly Stallone
Right.
stood. The Tulsa King.
Yep.
Oh, they got a fucking, I was in Milwaukee. I was like, they got a statue of
Yep.
Fonzie. I'll check that out. But then you go to the second time. When it's always the second time you go, you're like, who
What am I
goes to
doing?
Tulsa twice?
Right.
You gonna have more kids?
No, we're done.
Do you want kids?
I never thought that I would, but
Yeah.
now I am open to the idea. But I'm very scared of it. But
Would you carry or would
no,
you?
no. My girlfriend would. So I would have Mexican babies.
Oh.
So I'd want to like learn how to support that too.
Yeah.
And that makes me scared too because there's so many reasons to not like your parents. I feel like I would be giving them such, be a good reason to.
You'd be the odd man out.
And like it's like my dad used to not let me play Warcraft more than like a couple hours a day or something, and I'd be like, I hate you, and that's not a good reason to hate someone. But by they're going to be experiencing racism and then come back, so they're going to have a good reason, I guess, to hate me.
You're the white devil mama.
That's what I'm scared of.
Yeah.
And then I can't be like, just see me as an individual. Like it's going to be, but I'll have to, but I do want to but I have a lot of fears, not just about them being Mexican. I told my mom that. She's like, that's awful. Like you're racist. And I was like, no. It's like, I'd want to do the right thing by
How
the
old's your
kid.
girlfriend?
31.
Yeah.
She wants to have kids. That's like primo baby making.
Yeah,
time.
we're
Primo
both,
right now.
Yeah.
I'd say she's like 70, 30. And then I'm like, now I'm about 70, 32. I think I do want to have kids, but I'm scared too. I'd be scared of snapping at my kids because I'll snap it way less than I used to, but about once a month I'll really snap. And my mom snaps constantly. So I want to like not,
Right.
But the older generation doesn't know that they're snapping.
Oh my
Like,
God,
They didn't
you're-
have therapy. They
Isn't
didn't
that the
have-
truth?
That's very true.
They don't understand. There's no like introspective thought.
Your parents are in New England, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. My mom, I mean,
Mark and Phyllis.
It's Susan. Like she has rheumatoid arthritis, and I go, the inflammation might be caused by cortisol spike, and she goes, "What's cortisol?" And I was like, the way you snap, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I snap. I'm an awful mother." Like, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, you just feel it happening.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard. Yeah, it's hard. When I had kids, I realized all the things that happened to me and that were bad.
Yes, that's what
'Cause
happens.
You have your memories come and
Right.
you start comparing.
Yep.
You're
That's
like,
why a lot of times people will like that in the Michael Jackson documentary. They were like, I think two of the guys were like, I didn't really couldn't confront it till I had kids, and I couldn't imagine someone doing that to my kids.
Right. That's what a lot of times people who are abused, they
Right.
don't know until they have kids.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because imagine someone an adult called to want to talk to your kid. You'd be like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, why would you want to do that?
Right.
But
Yeah.
Would you be afraid of the kids being made fun of for having two moms? Like that would be
I
my
don't
biggest
think
fear.
so.
In having
No,
kids.
'cause
It's
we-
like there's fucking little Tommy with his two
Right.
gay dads. Like that's my biggest fear.
right.
Yeah.
But
Little
you
light
mean
in
be
the
afraid
loafers. Yeah.
of me as a kid finding your kid?
I would be afraid
Yeah.
of you as a child.
Right.
Yeah.
I think if you
I just
where
hate my
you,
kid to get bullied.
Of
Oh,
course.
the worst fucking fear.
but
Yeah.
imagine, say you stay in the closet or with a woman,
Yeah.
hate your life, and then your kid still fucking gets bullied because they're like kind of weird.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I was
Right.
straight for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I pulled my end of it, and now
Right.
you're
Yeah.
doing something at school.
Oh,
So we
kids are
can't
so
predict
mean.
it.
I hate
Yeah.
it.
I
Plus,
mean, kids get bullied. I mean,
kids get
it's not
bullied.
about
It's what it is.
It's,
Right.
It's they'll bully. It's more about don't have a weak kid.
Right. Yeah. Right. That's true.
Yeah.
Teach them how to deal with it.
Yeah.
And give
That's
them some
very true.
comebacks. Say, hey, if they're picking on you for this, you could
Yeah.
then go pick on someone for this.
Yes.
That's maybe not the best advice,
Yeah,
but
that'd be great
divert the
advice.
attention.
Yeah.
You don't have weak kids.
But if you have a kid in New York, then
it's also so expensive to have a kid in fucking
that's
New
the
York.
other thing.
And you gotta pay for. I think I would just
know.
adopt a kid. Like I don't have the need to like pass my genes.
I
on.
want none of my genes in something.
Oh, that's my thing too. I don't want to
Absolutely
pass
no.
this putrid genes
Right.
onto some fucking kid.
You
And they
think
have all
your-
my problems. I'd just be thinking, ugh, you're just gonna be just like me. No.
Are your genes that you think they're putrid?
I think there's like issues.
Yeah.
Like just looking at like the family history, like my dad's side, there's a lot
Okay.
of like repression there. There's a lot of. I just would rather go in blind and then like truly test out nature versus nurture.
Sure.
Because I think nurture is more like
Absolutely.
is more of an influence.
I
than
think so.
nature.
I think so.
I think so too.
I think so, big time. I
Yeah.
do. I agree with that.
The weather is heating up, so stay cool with Stella Blue Cold Brew. Whether you love a dark, bold roast, indulgent flavors, or our newest variety, Miss Peaches, which is 100% Colombian, we've got a cold brew for every member of the Ma'am Mafia. It's better, it's fresher cold brew at home with just 3 easy steps. So you're saving money by doing this cold brew at home. You hear me out? All you got to do is steep, refrigerate, and enjoy. Get yourself in that routine with Stella Blue. You're going to love it. And the best part of Stella Blue is that every single purchase helps homeless pets find their forever homes. Grab yourself a Miss Peaches or any cold brew variety now at Amazon or StellaBlueCoffee.com, where you can use promo code OUTANDABOUT for 20% off orders $25 or more. Sip with purpose all summer long. Stella Blue Coffee.
Yeah.
What else we got on here for
Eleanor
We got
Roosevelt.
Eleanor Roosevelt. We got first gender affirmation surgery. Any of these settings? You guys want to talk about any of these? I mean,
Well,
you
this
see
is
anything?
interesting.
I
So
do think it's interesting.
Berlin before the Nazis was like the most open liberal city. It was like,
It's like Iran before the Iranian Revolution.
but even more. I mean, there was like gays. There was like there was like this Jewish doctor who was like doing the trans surgeries, like starting to figure that out.
That's amazing.
And Berlin was just like this liberal bastion, and there was just fluidity and openness, and so it was interesting because then came the equal but
Right.
opposite reaction.
Pendulum
Right.
swing.
Yeah, the pendulum swing came hard. There was one Nazi who was openly gay.
Really?
Yeah, Rom.
And he was just such a
What was his name?
good Nazi.
Wrong.
They like kept him around.
Yeah, he was
They're like,
so-
he's gay,
Hitler
but he,
loved
God, he
him.
hates
Yeah.
Jewish people.
But he was openly gay, and everyone knew it. And so Hitler kind of overlooked it until he didn't, and then he killed him.
Damn.
Yeah.
That'll
Was
happen.
it true that in World War II that it was something like gay people couldn't get the most top level of security clearance? It was I remember reading something like that where it was like they wouldn't give them the highest level because they thought then the gayness would like override the allegiance to the country. Like they'd see another,
Which is true.
right. Like if we're on opposite sides,
Yeah.
but we see each other in the elevator,
Yeah.
we're both like, see
I'm
they're
like-
gay. I'm like, girl,
Yeah. Like this fucking queen.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because they're
That's
like,
crazy.
it wasn't like they could get like up to one point, but not like the top.
Yeah, because
So
it can
then-
be trusted.
Can't
Which I stand by. Gays cannot be trusted.
because we'd be kikiing.
We'd be keeking on the Kremlin.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy. What else we got? The modern LGBT movement, Stonewall.
I'm surprised that in
boring.
1973 that homosexuality was removed as a psychiatric disorder. I would have thought that would have taken a lot later.
Yeah,
to do. You know what I mean?
73. That does seem a little bit early.
Right.
Stonewall, obviously, 1969. Our sweet Marsha P. Johnson. And then my last one is Chapel Roan.
Oh, that's funny.
1997, Ellen DeGeneres.
Did you do anything? Do you remember with gay marriage? Like, did you volunteer for that?
I actually have the newspaper, the Boston Globe, saved. It's like the one thing I've ever saved.
I was in Boston at that time.
Was it 2013?
Yeah, and I used to volunteer and make the phone calls.
Yeah, I didn't volunteer. I think it was at times because I remember like sitting in my living room and being like,
It was overwhelming.
crazy.
It was everywhere. I was like, I used to like make phone calls for it. And my mom came with me to the State House, like one of the protests. And she'd been in Italy and someone tried to take her purse and they grabbed it, but it was a fanny pack. So it like brought her up, brought her down. She broke her jaw. So her jaw was wired shut.
God.
And she was with me at the protest. And I remember her going like, let the people marry. Let the people marry. Let the people. And I just remember her. And that was like a good. So I remember that very, very well.
Jesus.
And then I haven't really done anything political since then. I tapped out.
Yeah.
I peaked.
Well, again,
Yeah.
it's a whole thing, just like the fantasies.
Right.
Yeah, it's like I fucking got to go down
Right.
there, fucking walk, march. Yeah.
Right.
It's a lot. It's just better to think it. Like,
Right.
I'm for this, and
Right.
I want. It's just a whole thing.
And
Hit a
not
like
put it
on
on Twitter.
Facebook.
Yeah, I see
Yeah.
people out doing stuff, and I'm like,
Ah, it's awesome.
you guys got a lot of energy.
Good for them.
Yeah, good for you. I
Right.
don't have that energy.
Yeah.
Do you know that gay marriage just passed in Greece?
I did not know that.
I think I read
recently,
that. Yeah.
Which
That's
is weird.
huge.
It's huge, but yeah, I mean, it's like we started it.
Right.
Island of Lesbos. That's what lesbians are named after.
Imagine being like it's not everyone was a lesbian on that island.
No.
Someone had to just be straight.
Wait, can you explain what that is? The island of
It's just the island's called Lesbos, but who knows? Maybe there was like some very charismatic lesbians there that just stole the show, and they were like, "That's I don't know." That's a good thing to look up because I have no idea why they named lesbians after Lesbos.
That's surprising that Greece. It took them this long.
That's what's surprising about it.
But Orthodox though, because that's like I think that they're very religious.
I dated a Greek man for a long time. And I remember going to fucking Greek Easter Mass was like 3 fucking hours. And there's all his siblings were having kids, so we'd go to the fucking what is it? Where they like dip them and they put oil on them.
Baptism.
Yeah, the baptisms were long. Yeah, I remember all that.
Was his family cool with you?
Oh, they were great.
That's nice.
He was a scumbag, but they were
It was
great.
just because of his chick's poems.
So what do we got
Her
here?
lesbian poems.
The term lesbian comes from the Greek island of Lesbos.
Lesbians love poems. Of any group, that is the most poet specific, not queer, not that's like lesbians love poems.
So it was just because of her. Oh,
You ever go back to Greece?
I haven't been in a while.
Your parents are off the boat?
My mother was off the boat. My father was born in Brooklyn, but his parents were off the boat.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Have you gone back with the kids?
No, not
That's
yet.
going to be a nice thing to do.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I can't wait. I can't wait to go back now as an adult and just enjoy it. It's also gotten a lot better over there. When I was a kid, it was like a poor country, and
I went to Ikaria.
Yeah.
That's where I went. Yeah, that was cool. And then that's where my ex was from, so we went there like this little.
So you guys were like serious.
We were like in the sticks. Like I was hungover, and I went to the little. It's a blue zone. So
it's one of the blue zones.
It was just crazy. It's like all honey and like natural like foods and all this. They all live forever. So I went to the store in the morning. I was like, "Where's your Gatorade?" They were like, "What?"
Right.
I was like, "I am hungover. Where is the Gatorade?"
Right.
They're like, "We got unpasteurized milk,
right,
and orange juice." And I was like, "All right." People were eating, baguettes for breakfast with like an
also
orange.
like, how are you?
It was cool.
I only learned that Gatorade was not actually good for you like 2 years ago, and that's because I'm like researching all this stuff.
Yeah. It's just
but
all
it's
sugar.
like
sugar.
You think that something's marketed as a sports drink, but actually because the same people that are selling you medicine are also selling you the food. So it's like it's just a circle of getting us sick.
Yeah. It was crazy. That was the biggest change for me. The food. The food was a lot of lamb. Oh my God. And everyone ate so late. It was like we would go out and dinner's at 11 p.m.
Greeks
smoking cigarettes.
Party. Yeah.
Oh yeah, everyone was smoking. I don't
how
smoke
do they
cigarettes.
do that? That does make me jealous. That
But
they
then
can smoke cigarettes and be healthy.
The packs have the photos of like the lungs that are fucked up and like the babies and everything.
I think the blue zones will tell you more about longevity than anything else, any supplement or whatever. And the guy went and studied it. He did that documentary is great. Have you seen it?
Great documentary.
On Netflix?
Yeah.
And it's like Japan is one.
Yeah, Japan. There's one in California.
Community.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you a cool
walking,
picture.
Like standing up, having a purpose.
Intergenerational relationships.
Reading about the blue zones though, and they said one potential flaw is that a lot of those places didn't have good record keeping. So they didn't actually have more people that were 100. They just had less records of people's actual birth.
That could be it.
Which I thought was kind of
interesting. Could be all bullshit, yeah.
But also then it's like there were themes in the people that were old that they did fine. Yeah. So
talk about living long. This is a photo I took from, they lived on the beach. This guy, every morning I was there for 10 days.
Goes for a swim.
This man went he took his walker and walked into the fucking ocean.
Wow. That's
every
nice.
He did his diet. It was crazy. But then we had to go gay it up in Mykonos after that.
Right. Yeah, Mykonos.
We spent more money in like 6 hours in Mykonos than we did in 10 days in Ikaria.
It was so expensive. It's insane. Offensive how expensive.
Like what? Like what compared to like?
Oh, we got a meal which sucked, and it was like a 4-course meal. It was like $600.
Damn.
Yeah,
it's
crazy. It was a nice restaurant, and the drinks, you go get a vodka soda. The drink is going to be $28-$30, which is a little more expensive than New York.
Right.
But that was like sticker shock.
Yeah. I had a Coke for $20 in Mykonos.
How do they pay? How does everyone pay? How do the locals live?
They just it's not really a local island. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I think they have 2 different prices. I think they know.
Yeah.
I think they know.
That makes sense because I was thinking that too. I was like, how do these people survive? It was just so interesting to me. I never really left the country like that. Like the geography of it all. It was like you're a desert, but like the oceans there it was very cool.
Oh, it's beautiful.
What are you doing for Gay Pride this year? You gonna do anything?
I don't know if I'm
I'm hosting a bunch of gay pride parties.
Nice.
At all these bars. Goodnight John Boy. I will be there. Actually, I think my next one's gonna be in San Diego.
That's gonna be fun. I like San Diego a lot.
I just did 2 in Ohio.
Now, what do you do when you host the party?
You show up, you drink, you hand out shots. Take some pictures.
I got asked to host
it's fun.
A pool party once, and I said yes because I had to do it to do the cruise, but I had so much anxiety about that, and then I ended up having to cancel it. But the idea of hosting a party to me,
host is, I think it's like a loose term. It's like you just kind of show up and you just kind of drink. And you get
doing that
drunk.
Sober would be tough. I would at least, I think I would pretend I was fucked up because you don't want a sober, you don't want a sober host. I don't want to make that I'm sober making someone else feel weird that they're getting hammered.
Yeah, you have a good time. Good.
Exactly. Good. Looks like her. Happy to see
you. Have a good time. Good.
You eat it off?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's
okay?
staying hydrated. You want the host to also be like a shit show.
Yeah. You just act like a parent. What's going on, guys? Good? Things good? All right.
I'd probably pretend I was too wasted though. I'm like, I'm sober on the floor. Like, you're not even functional.
You're hunched over.
I'm doing the heroin.
You're on a fence drop.
The fentanyl's killing me, guys. I'm like,
you guys want any fent? No? We're good? Yeah, no, I definitely drink at them, which was fun.
That helps.
That's it. Are you doing anything?
I'm going to be in New Orleans the last weekend. What I am doing is I'm opening for Mateo in Oslo. So we're going to do Oslo Gay Pride.
Cool.
So that's going to be, I'm looking forward to that.
That's
but then
so cool.
I don't have any plans in New York as of yet. I didn't do anything last year. And then the year before that, I screwed up. I moved during Gay Pride weekend. So I was trying to have movers during Gay Pride weekend, which was a nightmare.
And all the lesbians were busy.
All the lesbians are busy. I couldn't get across town.
Yeah.
And I was,
because the barricades are everywhere.
I was it was brought me back to my high school days. I said, these fucking gay people, like I was putting it in our face. I can't believe this. I was losing it. And I remember, it was my fault.
That's fucking
But
great.
I haven't done anything for Gay Pride since then, I don't think.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I'm doing one Fire Island. That'll be fun.
That's going to be awesome.
That'll be good. Yeah.
Have you been to Fire Island?
Yeah, I went.
Nice.
You have?
Well,
so nice.
Gay marriage
It's
got passed
beautiful.
in New York first, right?
I think it was Massachusetts was the
But
first.
then
and
New York
was
before the
shortly
federal.
after.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So I was there at the time. Jessie Mae Peluso was my girlfriend. She's a comic. And she was doing a show on Fire Island. And it was right after gay marriage passed in New York.
This is probably nuts.
It must have been.
And so, yeah, it was crazy. So she goes there, and the show is like drag queens, like fucking going nuts.
Right.
Like music.
Death dropping.
Yeah, dudes
voguing.
They were fucking going nuts. And then I followed them opening for her. And there was like 2 guys in the front row with like clear heels who were throwing dollars on the fucking stage.
Did you stop throwing them?
And I just went up there and just started like complaining about my life. And I just heard one of the guys in clear hearing goes, just let us have this. Like in other words, like we just no straight shit. No,
right.
And then Jessie Mae went up and murdered. And then we were staying in Fire Island that night. So I just had to hang out in the bar being the guy that fucking killed the party with my stupid complaints.
What were you supposed to do? Rewrite your material?
Yeah,
It
it was just, I bombed. It was one of the worst I ever bombed.
Did you know you were in a bomb before you went up?
I had a bad feeling.
Yeah.
I
Also,
was like, this is I'm swimming against the current here. I mean,
imagine you killed though. Yeah. Imagine how weird that would have been if it was like the best show of your life, and you're like, "What the?" Saying "just let us have this" is a hard thing to contest.
Yeah,
too.
So
just
funny.
let us have this. And I was like, you know what? I probably should have said, you know what? Yeah, you're right, and this wasn't my idea. So whoever fucking let me perform,
I'm gonna level with you.
I should have been like, the next girl who's coming up is my girlfriend. She told me to come to a set, so fucking take it out on her,
please.
But then she went up and she was in the heels and she was doing her shit, and they loved her. And they were throwing fucking dollar bills. When I was up there, they were taking dollar bills off the stage.
Yeah.
Give me my money back.
You better start paying us quick.
But I literally followed like a fabulous drag queen who was fucking doing splits and flipping, and they're like, all right, you guys ready for some comedy? And I'm like, oh no.
That's
a fun place. Yeah. It's a beautiful place.
It is beautiful. I'm doing a show there this summer, I think in August 4th, maybe something like that. Yeah.
Maybe I'll come out.
Please do.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, because I haven't been. Actually, I went years and years ago, and I had a girl. We were on a boat, and I remember she like slipped and fell, and we had to like leave the island. And I remember being like, "Are you sure you're that hurt?" And we had to like go, and she had a
I'm surprised more
concussion
people
or
have not
something.
like broken.
I don't think there's a
legs
hospital
or-
on the island.
There's no hospital. There's a fire department, but it's like volunteer.
Right.
It's never staffed, but everything is elevated. All the boardwalks, so everyone's bombed walking home at night, and you're on this little like 2-lane boardwalk that's like 5 feet
I'm
off the
surprised
ground.
there's not more muggers, like people that would like wait in the bushes and then rob people.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about it. Maybe I'll do that this summer.
You know what? Yeah.
You just gave some people a
Yeah,
good idea.
they know it's. They're like Pat. Like,
It was a safe island till
Cut to
out
I'm
and about aired on.
Why there's not getting robbed over there?
Emma Willmann had a great idea.
Well, thank you guys for coming on. This
Thank
was
you for
a
having
lot
us.
of fun. Are you on tour right now?
I'm
Where
on
can we
tour
get
right
tickets?
now. All of my stuff is at www.IamEmmaWillmann.com. Do you know when this comes out?
This will be out either next week or the week after.
I'll be in Philly. I'm gonna be in Philly, Vegas, Toledo. I got all my dates on IamEmmaWillmann.com. That's my website. Thank you.
Love it.
Yeah. My special property owners on YouTube right now. Go check it out. The podcast History Hyenas with me and Chris DiStefano. And all my dates are on YannisPappasComedy.com. Happy Pride.
Happy
Month.
Pride. Happy
Love
Pride
it.
Month.
See you guys next week. Bye.